I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's a filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Bar merch.
Okay.
So up next is Anna von Hausswolff, The Truth, The Glow, The Fall. Anna Michaela Ebba Electra von Hauswolff, born September 6, 1986, is a Swedish singer, songwriter, musician, composer, and pipe organist. Wow. Her name includes my youngest daughter's name and is correctly spelled. This is from my personal favorite 2022 album of the year, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, easily. Live at Montreux Jazz Festival by Anne von Hauswolff. You previously reacted to the mysterious vanishing of Electra. The mysterious vanishing of Electra. One of a tiny number of albums which gave me a coveted, warm, fuzzy feeling. I guess the new term is ASMR. I apparently triggered by audio and visual stimuli. I get them whole body and they are spontaneous, unexpected, and most often occur. I thought everybody gets like that.
In the context of interactions with people.
Such interactions seem divine to me when they involve people and feel like pure love. Now, Vin has caused me to check out lyrics when I pick up songs for review, and I am generally good with a hook and more sound-oriented personally. But Vin goes deep into the lyrics. Lyrics are or can be critical. This one really struck me as I had never read the lyrics. It was as if it was written for me literally, by name, and by life experiences. Very emotional and evocative, and some entanglements over my life. It has 3 parts, and this live recording starts with part 2. The studio version includes all 3 parts, and it all makes sense, starting with part 1.
Holy smagoli. Now I really want to hear this freaking song.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's check it out.
So this is Anna...
Right there, that one.
Von Hausswolff.
The Truth, The Glow. What was the order?
Anna of the Hauswolff. That's just a guess of what her name. All right. The Truth. Al-Haq. Let's do it. This isn't one of that. She's playing this.
She plays like a bunch of instruments. Yeah, I'm working with some organist. Did she sing different lyrics on part? Was there part 3 in
She
there?
was saying "Feel the Fall." That last part was "Feel the Fall."
I thought she said "Feel the Love." Wow. Nope.
Nope. What?
That's not what she was saying, I guess. Ooh, she has a crazy voice. And I was very surprised at how young she was. I thought she was going to be like her voice seems like.
Well, I wanted to find a picture of her. And I found an offstage picture of her. And I was talking yesterday about like how crazy it is to stand in line with another human being because they're an image bearer of God in a way we'll never understand. And I thought to myself, like, yo, like, Shorty is stood in a Walmart, like, and a dude behind her had
No idea who she was. Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
That, like, it's so crazy to me because Middle's like, oh, you know, like, Vin gets really analytical with the lyrics. I've dug deeper into the lyrics when I usually am, like, going by how I feel with the... And this song, like, had the complete opposite effect on me. Like, especially, like, it was crazy because, like, this part of the lyrics had been done. And so I'm like, oh, the song's over. And, you know, there was still a little bit of, like, you know,
movement
kind of
there,
background chatter,
yeah.
freestyle. And I kind of glanced at the clock and I saw that it was only halfway to the point of the song. So at that point, I said, oh, okay, so you know what it reminded me of? You know, Yomsi?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the guy with the falsetto voice or whatever? Like that kind of mood music. Yeah. Like just like those two understand like noise.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
I don't want to get woo.
Well, it feels like the sound expands and it brings you into a place that is much broader than the world that you're living in.
100%. There's. I always try to say like, I never go into like the vivid details of specific, you know, childhood situations. Like I'll say like, oh, I didn't have fun as a kid, or this kind of event happened. But one of the things that's weird about my childhood is like, all the nostalgia is like stuffed into this like one area of my mind. And it's only a few, it's the weirdest thing. It's only certain patterns of colors and certain patterns of sounds unlock that little.
But smells don't?
Play. Smells don't.
Interesting.
Just certain colors and certain patterns, and something having to do with that kind of sound unlocks that place. And and it's crazy because it's like my mind really just, you know, like how chipmunk berries you know, it's like one of those kinds of things. Yeah, but seeing those colors and then hearing those sounds, like,
did it unlock?
It's an access point.
Happy or sad?
Or it's like pure happiness, pure joy. The sad part about it is I know that it's like you're not going to stay there. You know what I'm saying? That's the entire point of nostalgia. That's the sour part of nostalgia, is that, you know, like, you're experiencing it like by proxy almost. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, like that sound, I don't know how to explain it. The way she was saying it, it doesn't really matter to me what the words were. Like, feel the fall, feel the love, whatever. Like, I don't even care what those words are, like, for her or for anybody else, because I know what I'm doing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really like a transcendent, transportive type of thing. And a lot of times when people try to do that, it ends up sounding really corny. Right? Like, because, like, if I don't know if those things are, like, you know, that's kind of like a Ben Webb thing where he talks about sounds that want to be heard. Like, he applies, like, some sort of, like, consciousness to sounds, which I think is a really very challenging idea that I don't think can be easily dismissed. But it just seems to me very obvious when somebody sets out to create an atmosphere versus an artist just being caught up in the atmosphere and then just catching whatever they're experiencing and then in a bottle, and the remnants are what we hear in a song. Like, there's a big difference between a person saying, I've got to create an atmospheric song versus somebody being caught up in something privately and then, and you know what I'm saying? And this was that. Like, it was like whatever she was bringing into that mid part to the end of the song, whatever she was experiencing before us, obviously. It wasn't some premeditated, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a very, very, very difficult thing to do. Very, very difficult thing to do.
I mean, I know for me, I went into like, I heard my heart start praying, and then I went into this big wide area, and there was so much light. And it was like, you know, like that coolness that, like, not air conditioning coolness, but there's like a coolness that comes when you're outside and you're in the heat, and then all of a sudden, like, this coolness comes. It was like that. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's.
But it started out sad, you know, my sweet John, dear sweet John, you know.
Yeah, that's where you hear the Dear John letter, right?
Yeah.
When the right? Like, it's like a breakup type of song. And then it also says the fall, you know, which has some Adam and Eve connotations.
Yeah.
Which that's always such an interesting story, Adam and Eve.
How so in this context?
The universe wants to be experienced. I'll give you that, AT. That's deep. That's very deep. But yeah, when it says, will we fall, where we fall?
You were saying Adam and Eve.
And then toward the last refrain she's saying at the very end is feel the fall. And so it's like, well, if you made this decision and you're going to fall and you know you're going to fall, then you might as well get all the juice out of the orange, is the way I took it when she said feel the fall. Just feel everything up to that point. Don't say, well, because we're about to be street pizza, we're not going to feel anything. Or like try to prepare yourself for dying, right? It's like live as long as you can as you're falling. That's how I took it. What's going on, Jade the Spirited in the house?
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, you know, it's two people caught up in a world that's... Go ahead.
I wonder, too, if it was like... Because she says, will we fall? Will we fall where we fall? Mm-hmm. So it almost sounds like she's like, this might be over. At the same time, there was still like a question there. But then when you said, will we fall where we fall? Maybe it's more of like, yeah, like you're saying, like just live openly until it happens.
Yeah, but you know, it's like people saying not a breakup, a full transition from beginning to end of two lives. Yeah, I mean, I keep saying, you know, like all of these things are temporary for the most part. See, down in the river, down to the bodies below, down in the chaos, driven by...
Because they fell and they went down the river.
Yeah.
Down in the chaos.
Like, yeah. Which, you know, in the ancient world and all that, that was kind of one of the first visions of hell, actually, was chaos. And that's one of the reasons why Leviathan was such a imposing figure in the ancient Near Eastern world. It wasn't necessarily because they were afraid of the sea or afraid of the dark, but they knew that there was this concept called chaos, and they also knew that for the most part we were at the complete mercy of chaos, and chaos expressed itself many times through the element. And so that's not something that backwards people believe. That's something that everybody knows, that chaos is the gateway to hell.
Yeah.
You know, so they're talking about like the descent or the transition. Yeah, that's a very interesting word when you say transition, when you're talking about relationships, because there are whole worlds that really do get affected, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's you learn a lot when you have little babies, because you realize that the world that's in their head is extremely limited. What they understand the world to be is extremely limited.
Yeah.
And so the smaller your world is, and the bigger these problems become. So if you're in a very small world, and somebody took away your Lego, it's the end of the world because you might never get another Lego again. You don't just see Legos hanging around. He doesn't know things like stores and Walmarts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, so I just, if you think about that, then you start thinking to yourself, like, how big is the world in my head and how consequential is all this shit really? You start questioning that shit. And so, like, that's another thing that the song does with me when he's talking about going through the chaos and driven by the black magic glow.
Yeah.
Because above she says, are we touching the magic? Are we wearing the white angel's glow, surrounded by mountains and a valley free from snow? So there you're in this completely perfect, idyllic situation. And the magic there would be pure magic, assumptively speaking. And then in between the two, you have the fall where we fall. And they fall down in the river, going down basically to the underworld, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. You have in Genesis also where before everything was formed, it said that the Spirit of God hovered. You should look at that word hovered because it's kind of weird. Anyway.
It's brooded over the face of the deep.
Yeah, but one of the translations, not translations, but the meanings almost seemed like it was stationary, holding above it.
Yes.
Interesting in context of all of the interesting stuff that you listen to from that lady.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's some of those phrases like involve chaos, and then God starts bringing order. He goes and he separates the light from the darkness. He calls us this, and then he says, "Now that's going to be a day," and he says that that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and and then you have, and I don't know if this John dude is a chaos element, or maybe she's a chaos element, or maybe she's saying. Neither one of them are the chaos element. When they're both together, though, that's what it creates. I mean, there's a lot of places you can go in this song, man. But either way, I hate to do it. But this song's an 11 for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I truly hate to do it. But
why? Why do you hate to do it?
I've just been handing out too many very high scores in 2024. I felt really good about my scoring system in 2023, but I just been getting hit with some doozies lately, man. Damn.
He said part 1 set it up. Part 1 says, after the fall, I'll find you. Unexpected, out from nowhere, was the truth told for me. From his heart and from his sadness, he sadly sang for me. Can you hear the song? It haunts you. And that's the song. And
obviously, I don't say everything on these reviews. I let you guys in on a lot of shit, but there's a lot of shit I don't say.
We can't let it all out.
Yeah.
I would give this one a 10.
Well, it depends on who's, Seven texting me. You're like, oh, that's because of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. No.
Shout out to Seven.
It's good to have your people. I'd say 10 for me.
You gave it a 10?
I did.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Now we're going to song number 3. Dear listener, we'll catch you on the other side of the break. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Down.